One day, as I walked through Rajagaya, I stumbled upon the Buddha seated peacefully beneath a sprawling banyan tree. His presence radiated calmness that drew me in, and I bowed deeply before him. Master, I come with questions that trouble my mind and weigh upon my heart, I said earnestly. The Buddha looked at me with eyes as steady as the mountain, inviting me to share freely. I explained my plight, describing how I had faced the loss of my most cherished possession, a simple clay bowl. I spoke of its sentimental value, tied to the acts of kindness from the villagers who had gifted it to me. My voice trembled as I expressed my anguish over its irreparable destruction. The Buddha listened with unwavering attention, his posture conveying both patience and understanding. After a moment of silence, the Buddha began to speak in measured tones, each word deliberate and calming. Ananda, tell me, what is the nature of this bowl you mourn so deeply? He asked. I hesitated, reflecting on its composition, and responded, Master, it is made of clay, shaped by skilled hands, and hardened in fire, a symbol of our connection. The Buddha nodded thoughtfully and continued. Indeed, it is clay that came from the earth and now returns to dust as shards. Was it ever meant to last eternally, untouched by the passage of time? His question struck me deeply, forcing me to confront the impermanence inherent in all things. No, Master, I admitted reluctantly, but its loss feels as though I have failed to preserve what was entrusted to me. Master, is acceptance the key to contentment? The Buddha smiled gently. Acceptance is not resignation but awareness. Understand this deeply. His words carried weight, urging me to delve inward and examine the source of my suffering. Why do you cling to that which cannot endure? He asked. Resilience begins not in holding tight but in letting go of illusions that chain your spirit. I pondered his teaching, feeling the complexity of my emotions unravel under his guiding words. The Buddha then gestured to the shards of the bowl in my hands and said, This bowl now teaches a greater truth than its intact form ever could. Look upon it, and you will understand. I studied the broken pieces, realizing their fragility mirrored life itself, subject to change and loss with each passing moment. Master, I see now, I confessed. Impermanence shapes all things, yet I resisted accepting its nature, fueling my grief. The Buddha smiled softly, his approval evident in the subtle shift of his expression. Ananda, resilience is born when we embrace impermanence as the essence of life. It is not weakness to release but strength to flow with truth. Inspired by his wisdom, I felt a newfound lightness in my heart as I asked, Master, how shall I carry this understanding forward in daily life? The Buddha placed his hand gently upon mine and replied, Practice mindfulness in every moment and let compassion guide your actions. He continued, Do not fear loss, for it clears the way for transformation. Accept this as the rhythm of existence. His voice carried the weight of profound insight, each word resonating deeply within me. True resilience does not resist the waves but moves harmoniously with their ebb and flow. The Buddha gestured to the surrounding forest, pointing to the vibrant life thriving amidst the fallen leaves. The essence of life is compassion, the boundless love that connects all beings. Compassion is the heart of peace, for it dissolves barriers and nurtures understanding, the Buddha said with conviction. I looked around and marveled at the interconnected cycles unfolding seamlessly, embodying the very essence of his teachings. The Buddha then spoke of interconnectedness, tying resilience to compassion and mutual support. As all beings are connected, your resilience strengthens others. Let this truth guide your thoughts and deeds. The stone disturbs the water, yet it cannot stop the flow. Anger and fear disturb the mind temporarily, but with awareness, they pass, leaving clarity and wisdom behind, the Buddha explained. He concluded, Ananda, Let this lesson be not only a salve for sorrow but a practice for resilience in every circumstance. Bowing once again, I thanked the Buddha wholeheartedly for his wisdom, vowing to honor it in all I encountered. As I turned to leave, I felt a sense of renewal, as if my spirit had weathered a storm and emerged steadfast. The broken bowl remained a tangible symbol of impermanence, yet it no longer burdened my heart with sorrow. Instead, it held within it the truth of life, the teaching of resilience. Another day, another storm passed through the grove. The trees trembled, while the ancient Bodhi tree stood unwavering against the wind. Disciples gathered around the Buddha, seeking answers to the mystery of the Bodhi tree's strength and endurance through countless storms. The Buddha's gaze rested gently upon the tree, a symbol of resilience in the face of nature's relentless and unpredictable force. He began, his voice calm and measured. This tree endures not because of luck or strength but because of its deeply grounded roots. Let your actions arise from compassion, your thoughts guided by awareness, and your presence rooted in stillness. The Buddha concluded. Silence filled the forest as the disciples absorbed his teachings. Mindfulness forms one root, grounding us in the present moment, preventing us from being swept away by unnecessary fears or regrets. Compassion forms another root, tying us to the universal suffering and joys, helping us remain empathetic and flexible. Understanding impermanence is a root, reminding us that storms of pain and adversity are temporary, destined to pass like monsoons. Sujata reflected deeply, then asked, Master, does interconnectedness with others create resilience, as roots link the tree to surrounding soil? The Buddha's eyes softened. Yes, interconnectedness reminds us we are not separate, but supported by the collective strength of others. Another day, another village filled with restless chatter and hurried footsteps echoed through its narrow streets. The Buddha observed silently. Another disciple, Mahakassapa, voiced concern. Master, but storms can uproot even the strongest trees. Does resilience mean never falling? The Buddha responded with serenity. No, Mahakassapa, resilience is not about invincibility. Even rooted trees may fall, yet their seeds persist when we fall. Resilience means rising anew, learning from storms, and nurturing the seeds of wisdom born from adversity. Strength does not mean unbreakable. It means knowing how to adapt, grow, and contribute to the flourishing of new life. Each storm we survive teaches us about the depths of our inner roots and the strengths we never knew we possessed. The disciples bowed before the tree in reverence, silently thanking it for teaching them truths revealed in its enduring presence. The Buddha continued. Like the Bodhi tree, resilience begins not when the storm arrives, but when our roots grow before adversity. Prepare yourself with mindfulness, compassion, and the acceptance of impermanence, so when storms come, you face them with grounded strength. Sujata asked, how do we nurture these roots daily? Master, what practices help us strengthen our connections before hardship arises? The Buddha smiled and replied, meditation is one way. It cultivates mindfulness and compassion, rooting your consciousness in stillness and presence. Stillness lies beyond them. The troubled man looked puzzled, his eyes darting between the Buddha and the restless leaves above him. The grove grew silent, filled with the sound of the leaves rustling. Nature mirrored the lessons spoken amidst its sheltering embrace. The Bodhi tree does not resist the wind. It bends, adapts, and grows stronger. For resilience lies in flexible strength. Mahakassapa asked, Master, is resilience an act of fighting against adversity or flowing harmoniously with it like wind around the tree? The Buddha said, resilience does not fight, it embraces the truth, acknowledging adversity while finding the wisdom to flow without breaking. A tree cannot survive by resisting the wind. but by integrating its force and adapting its stance, sustaining its vitality. Sariputta reflected aloud. Master, this grove feels alive with interconnectedness and grounded harmony, each tree a symbol of collective resilience. The Buddha nodded. Indeed, harmony between the trees is why this grove endures. Resilience lies in shared support and mutual care, just as roots intertwine underground. Human resilience emerges when connections bind us to shared truths, joys, and challenges. Mahakasapa sighed. Yet, Master, some storms leave destruction too great for roots to salvage. How do we face such tragedy? The Buddha said gently, when destruction strikes, face it with acceptance. Release attachment to what was lost, and rebuild from the seeds left behind. Adaptation and patience are the greatest forms of resilience. Storms may change everything, yet even the strongest winds lead to renewal. A distant rumble of thunder echoed as the grove stood tall, an eternal reminder of resilience manifested in its enduring strength. Sariputta said, Master, your teachings are like seeds. Each word grows within us, forming roots that connect us to resilience itself. The Buddha smiled softly. Let wisdom guide you, grounding your actions in truth, compassion, and mindfulness. Resilience will bloom naturally from such roots. In reverent silence, the disciples sat beneath the Bodhi tree, reflecting deeply on the roots they must nurture within themselves. The Buddha's voice rose again. As the winds settled, true resilience transforms adversity into wisdom, suffering into growth, and storms into clarity. With rooted truths, every hardship strengthens us, deepening our bonds with others and our understanding of life's impermanent beauty. Night fell over the grove, yet the disciples sat grounded and still, their hearts rooted in the teachings of the Enlightened One. The Bodhi tree stood tall amidst shadows, its presence an eternal testament to resilience born from profound and grounding truths. Another day, another seeker approached the Buddha, her eyes heavy with tears and heart burdened with the weight of suffering. Her name was Sujata, a woman known for kindness. Yet her life was shattered by betrayal and relentless hardships. Master, Sujata whispered, kneeling before him, I feel as though life's cruelty has erased every shred of my inner strength. The Buddha looked upon her with unwavering compassion, his presence calming her trembling hands and steadying the storm within. My child, the Buddha spoke softly. Within every being lies an imperishable jewel, untouched by the trials and sorrows of life. Sujata frowned in confusion, replying, Master, I cannot see this jewel. All I feel is darkness and despair engulfing my very soul. The Buddha smiled. The jewel is not seen with eyes but realized through introspection. Its light exists even beneath life's dirt. Sujata hesitated and asked, Master, how do I uncover this jewel when shadows of betrayal and suffering cloud my thoughts entirely? The Buddha continued, begin by recognizing your suffering, allowing yourself to feel it fully, for shadows cannot obscure an awakened mind. Compassion illuminates the jewel, guiding you to its brilliance amidst darkness. It softens anger, grief, and the sting of betrayal. Mindfulness clears the dirt obscuring the jewel, grounding you in the present, where resilience blossoms even in life's turmoil. Sujata shook her head, replying, But Master, betrayal has broken my trust. It feels impossible to believe in kindness or goodness again. The Buddha listened patiently and replied, Trust is fragile, yet resilient when nourished. Betrayal cannot destroy your capacity to trust anew. Even the sun surrenders its place in the sky, trusting the night to bring renewal. Release comes with trust. Master, Sujata asked, how can betrayal strengthen the jewel within me, rather than diminish its presence or obscure its brilliance? The Buddha explained, hardships polish the jewel, revealing facets hidden before. Suffering deepens wisdom, compassion, and strength in profound ways. The jewel reflects your resilience. Forged in adversity, betrayal challenges you to hold steadfast to your values despite hardship. Sujata's voice softened. I long to forgive those who betrayed me, yet my heart hesitates. Fearing the pain of further harm, the Buddha said gently, forgiveness liberates the jewel from chains of resentment. It frees your spirit to grow without burdens weighing it down. Forgiving does not mean forgetting. It means releasing anger's grip, allowing your inner light to shine unobstructed by bitterness. Compassion empowers forgiveness, offering strength to accept others' imperfections while remaining rooted in the truths of your own heart. Sujata wiped her tears, nodding slowly, sensing the wisdom that flowed through the Buddha's words and eased her deepest fears. The Buddha continued, resilience arises when you acknowledge pain without being consumed by it, nurturing the jewel through compassion and mindful acceptance. Adversity becomes a teacher, revealing truths that empower your actions and choices, shaping your path toward freedom and inner peace. Sujata asked, Master, how can I begin to nurture this jewel, so its brilliance transforms my pain into a source of wisdom? The Buddha smiled and answered, start each day with stillness, embracing mindfulness and compassion as your roots for resilience and strength. Practice loving-kindness meditation, extending compassion toward yourself, those you trust, and even those who caused you harm or betrayal. Reflect upon impermanence, knowing that suffering and joy alike are transient. Understanding this truth nurtures wisdom and softens pain. Sujata nodded, committing herself to embrace these practices daily, knowing they would gradually uncover and strengthen her inner jewel. The Buddha then asked, Sujata, what do you see when you consider the jewel within yourself? How does it feel in your heart? Sujata smiled faintly and replied, I feel its warmth, hidden beneath sorrow. I sense it yearning to shine, guiding me forward through darkness. Master, your teachings awaken hope in me. I see resilience not as resistance but as embracing life's challenges with openness. The Buddha nodded, his voice steady. Resilience transforms adversity into a bridge to understanding. Each challenge becomes a stepping stone toward freedom. As you nurture the jewel within, you will find strength to forgive, trust, and embrace each moment with compassion. Resilience is a practice, not an achievement. Each day you grow, polishing the jewel's brilliance and reflecting your wisdom outward. Sujata bowed deeply, thanking the Buddha for his guidance. Her heart uplifted and her spirit renewed with hope and determination. The grove grew silent, filled with the gentle rustle of leaves, reflecting the timeless wisdom spoken beneath its sheltering canopy. The Buddha added, the jewel within you holds infinite capacity for growth. Nurture it with patience, forgiveness, and mindfulness each day. Sujata's tears dried as she stood tall, ready to embrace life's storms with newfound resilience. Rooted in truth and compassion, the Buddha watched as Sujata returned to the town, knowing she carried the seed of wisdom that would blossom with time. As the night fell, the grove remained still, holding the echoes of teachings that would guide countless souls to their inner jewels. Master, does silence require solitude, or can it exist among others? The Buddha placed a hand on Ananda's shoulder, his touch firm yet kind. Silence thrives not in separation, but in understanding. The Buddha's teachings remained eternal, nurturing hearts that sought resilience and illuminating minds burdened by life's sorrows and suffering. Resilience became not a shield against hardship, but a harmonious dance with life's impermanence. Rooted in the brilliance of inner truth, the Buddha picked up a fallen leaf, its surface delicate and intricate, and handed it to the man. This leaf is part of the tree, yet it rests alone. Thank you for watching. Buddha's teachings are always with you. Subscribe to our channel and we will see you in the next video.